communicated with each other and not get in the media and say nasty things about each other and then come into the meeting, want to smile, grin, and shake hands with each other. Folks, we got to turn this thing around. It's not going to get any better if we keep on doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And I just want to make a quick comment here that at the end of the day, to me, what it's about locally is providing jobs and opportunity for everybody possible. And we do not operate in a vacuum. I was speaking at an event in Callaway Gardens 2 weeks ago. People around the state are following what's going on in Augusta, and it does not look good for us. It does not help us to grow our local economy or to provide jobs for our citizens, which is the key thing I think we need to be doing at this point. Commissioner Guilfoyle.
Wow. First of all, I'd like to share into the words that my colleagues just said as far as us getting along, talking negative to the media. And I was just reading last week where one of my colleagues described me as well as 5 others as the white commissioners. We need to get away with, we need to stop that. Everybody, if we got to call somebody by the color, describe somebody by the color, we need to find a different way. I don't call any of my colleagues by the color. They have names. That was their parents has given to them, and that's what I use. As far as this statement, as far as termination administrator, first time was a statement, second time's overstatement. What Fred did is not it didn't put us in any glorious positions whatsoever, and I keep hearing "I told you so," which is fine, but we also know that the policy manual could be amended at any given moment, and that's the way I've been practicing on. But what Fred has done, this was just happened. If he would have done something else, they would have pounced on him on another issue. So this is the first thing that came up that Fred did that was subjective, and now it's being used as a tool to get rid of him. I gave him the authority when I cast my vote. I'm going to have to support him, keep him on until something else changes. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I've stood idly by, and I haven't said a whole lot about this, but I think it's due time that I do speak in regards to this. And I heard my colleague mention name calling. I've been probably called more names in the last 2 weeks than the man on the moon. And I've been called those names for making a factual evaluation. And I made my assessment on the evaluation. The people in District 2 didn't elect me to lead with my emotions. They elect me to be an intelligent decision maker up here. And I have to look at the facts and I have to weigh them. And that's what I did. I was accused of switching votes with the mayor and covering the mayor and switching votes with Mr. Aiken here. I don't have to switch vote with anybody. I'm going to vote my conviction. I shouldn't be ridiculed for doing that. I still have the best interests of my community, my city, and my district at hand. And I wish people would look at that and look at the overall projective of what I have done and what I want to continue to do for my district. What Mr. Russell did, no, I don't agree with it. He knows that. And we have talked about that. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's 6. That's the policy. 6 votes can pretty much tell anybody what to do outside of changing the charter. That's the way the policy is set up. That's the way it is. Do I like it? Maybe, maybe not. But I can't make that call. But I have to look at the facts and weigh my facts based on that. And at the end of the day, because somebody votes different or votes on the other side or what have you, all these sides, it gets become redundant. We came on this commission over 3 years ago, and we made a statement. I know Commissioner Mason now with the newest 2 commissioners up here. And we made that change. I would love to continue to see that happen, but we got to get some transparency going on, not only in this on this panel up here, but with our administrator, our mayor, our legal counsel, and all those people, department heads. We got some changes that need to be made, and we got to look at that, but we got to be willing to do that together. It can't be an I thing. It's got to be a we thing, because one vote ain't going to change anything up here. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Commissioner Aiken. I recognize Mr. Aiken, and then the question has been called for. So, Mr. Aiken, if you'd like to speak.
I will. As I look at this whole process that we've been through, there's many days that all of us on this commission will go home with our heads hung low because things didn't go the way we thought they would. But you know, as a leader, we got to come back and face what the people elected us to do the next day. Yes, I voted to terminate the administrator's job. the will of the commission is not there to do that today. And I, as a commissioner to represent my constituents in District 1, I have to work within the framework that's been given me. And until we have a plan that is the will of this body, then that's what I got to go with, is the will of this body. It's not 6 commissioners. I remember George Esco asked me, gang of 6, and I said, no, gang of 10. That's what's going to move our city forward. We're not always going to agree, but we still have to work within the framework of our government that's given us. So with that, I hope that we could do this and figure out the plans that we need to do. We all realize we got a lot of problems that have surfaced just recently in how we do business. And it's going to take all of us coming together to work it out. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. The motion has been made and properly seconded. The question has been called for. Commissioners will now vote by the usual sign of voting.
That motion fails 2-7, with Mr. Mason and Mr. Locket voting yes. Voting no, Mr. Aiken, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Bowles, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Brigham, Mr. Guilfoyle, and Mr. Smith.
Thank you.